Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ascension Capital podcast. Today, I'm your host, Naira Motala, and we're recording episode 5 on the Ascension Accelerate student program. Ascension Capital Partners is a majority Black-owned private equity firm, and we're based in Pretoria, South Africa. We're a sector-agnostic fund, and we invest in businesses that serve or enhance a basic human need and or have a technology element to it. Yeah, so today our episode is on our Ascension Accelerate student program, which is a private equity program, which I think is quite a unique thing in our industry. I've got a guest in studio, and it's Shireen Mbele, so welcome. She is one of our Ascension Accelerate alumni. So welcome, Shireen. Let's kick off. Maybe can you just tell us a bit of background to yourself and how did you come across the program?
Sure. Thank you, Naira, for the introduction. So I am Shireen Mbele. I am currently an honors student in investment management at the University of Pretoria. And I'm also a former Ascension Capital Accelerate alumni. This is where I got introduced to private equity as an industry. I really enjoyed my time there, and it is a space that I see myself growing in and obviously playing an active role in future.
Okay. Now tell us a bit more about your background and some of the things you've been up to along your journey, a bit of your story.
Yes, sure. So I am born and bred in Pretoria from a local township there called Attridgeville. I obviously attended my high school or just schooling years in Pretoria, got the privilege to actually go to the University of Pretoria. And just being there, that's where I got introduced to entrepreneurship and what entrepreneurship truly entails. I am the former vice president of Enactus UP, which is a student program that's centered around just social entrepreneurship, and we work with student organizations, or rather student entrepreneurs, help them refine or build a business model and, help them generate funds to actually run their businesses. That's something that I'm very passionate about and actually enjoy doing. So just over the years, I was also part of a student society called Fin Forum, which is where I then got introduced to Ascension Capital at the UJ campus. And I remember just seeing Naira and Gabelo offering a presentation about what private equity is and the whole process of how private equity transactions actually come about and how they execute it. And I remember just sitting there and saying, this is what I've been doing at Enactus, and I'm passionate about it, and I obviously see myself doing this long term. So now I'm more curious as to what actually goes on a daily basis, and that's what basically motivated me to even apply and constantly kept bugging Naira through emails, and thank God she actually responded back and I had the privilege to be a part of the program.
Yes, I actually remember after the presentation that Gabelo and I gave at UJ, you came to chat to us after the presentation. Yeah, we got your application, we had an interview, and I think what came out very strong is this passion you've got this entrepreneurial passion and this passion for helping businesses. So maybe can you just also maybe describe some of the businesses you've helped, the types of businesses you've been involved in?
Sure. So one of the first businesses that I actually got to help was Project Phoenix. At that time, it was back in 2019/2020. So the main driver of the business was us assisting informal brick makers create renewable bricks through fly ash. So fly ash is mainly a byproduct or after product from firms that incinerate or burn a lot of things, and then they have to dispose of the ash. So from the research that was conducted, we realized that there was a lot of illegal dumping of ash, and obviously the areas where this ash is disposed, kids play there, or it's like streams of water and so forth. So it was just contaminating certain areas. So then we realized that if you can actually take this ash and, refine it and create building materials, you're actually bringing more value while reducing the costs for informal brick makers. So I was part of that process, just the research that we did and so forth, and just getting the brick approved. And, that was a very fun journey. And then, the big boom came about, which was COVID-19, where everything just had to stop. And, at that time, Inactus was non-existent. And then when we came back in 2022, we obviously had to then enter into a restructuring, and some projects had to be phased out and so forth. So then we had to come up with a new business idea. And at that time, we had EcoSwift Mobile Car Wash, which is like a mobile car wash where you can wash one car using approximately 1 liter of water.
1 liter of water?
1 liter,
okay.
Yes, of water. And so the university really liked the idea, so we had to go out there, look for an investor, obviously meet with the regulation or regulatory requirements that the university has. And because the business itself was mainly focused on social impact, we realized that hiring students and helping students just gain extra money. And I remember one of the students there at that time would use the money to just travel to school, for it would help with their transportation needs and so forth. And that is, those are the major two businesses that I've been a part of. Yeah. And I really liked that. And I knew that that's something that I want to do long term.
I love that. I love these stories. You're so young and you've already had exposure to, assisting these businesses, and you've done a lot of interesting things. And I think we saw that potential in you. And we were very glad to have you on our program. Maybe just taking a step back and explaining what the program is, so I think it's quite a unique thing in private equity to have a student program. I don't really know of any other private equity firms that run a program like this, but essentially what it's about is it's targeted at third and fourth year university students. And it's a program where we select, selected candidates, and they come into our office for a VAC work program. And it's approximately 2 weeks. And in that time, we aim to teach the students about private equity, because it's a relatively, unknown asset class. I think, not most students wouldn't really know much about it. So we'd like to, teach students what it's about, equip them with some skills. So I'm sure we'll get into your experience and, how your skills got tested and what you learned during the program. And we also partner the students with a firm called Cradle Impact. There's a lady called Asanda. She's really fantastic, and she's a performance coach. And we found that pairing the performance coach with the students and helping them on their journey on this purpose to impact coaching really helps practically making their ideas and vision a reality. It makes it very practical. And then the last element of the student program is, I think, the mentorship. So once you complete our program, you're now an Ascension Accelerate alumni, part of our Ascension family. And we basically continue the mentorship relationship. We're pretty invested in your success, in your future career, and keeping you in our network. But maybe, Shireen, let's reflect on your experience of the program, those 2 weeks, and what did you get out of the program?
Sure. That was the most amazing 2 weeks. Okay. Very intense,
yes,
but amazing. I think my key takeaways was just a seed was truly planted from that experience. Not having a name to describe what I truly wanted to do in future. I remember at times when people asked me, Shireen, so where do you see yourself going? Do you want to go this route or that route? And I couldn't really explain it to other people until I joined the program itself. That's when I learned that, okay, this is what private equity is. And as you've said, that as a student, you don't get access to this opportunity, or you don't even know about this asset class until you actually get into industry. So the first key takeaway is just a seed was planted. And also from just interacting with the team, the culture is truly amazing. It is the dream culture that any person would want to be a part of.
Glad you think so. That's good.
The whole team is invested in your success, like learning, job opportunities, and just growth as an individual. It's very rare to come across organizations that do that nowadays. It's like once you leave, you've left. But as you've said, it's a network, and you also feel a part of the family, even though you're just like an alumni. That's definitely a key takeaway that I truly find valuable.
Thank you for those reflections, Shireen. I think that actually leads into the why. Why do we do this program? I think, firstly, transformation is a huge thing in the private equity industry. So what this program does is it gives opportunities to students that are historically disadvantaged South Africans, this opportunity and access to this industry, having that connection. So that's one element. And it's also, my philosophy is be the person that the younger version of yourself needed back then. So we're hoping to impact young people's lives and hopefully, change their lives for the better. So, yeah. And I would encourage other private equity firms to, also consider, a student program. I think it's been quite well received. Shireen, do you have any advice for any fellow students and also other investment firms out there?
Sure. Firstly, my advice to students is use LinkedIn to the best of your ability. Always network, always send endless emails. I mean, people like Naira are out there to actually respond to your email. From the experience, I then gained the confidence to also reach out on LinkedIn to different people and also ask for job shadowing opportunities, where I also then had a privilege of shadowing a private debt division. So moving from private equity to private debt because I wanted to see what is the difference or learn more about the space itself. So definitely for students, always use LinkedIn, always use any given networking opportunity because you do not know where it will lead you. And then for firms out there, as Naira said, I mean, the space and industry itself requires a lot of transformation. I don't know how many times just scrolling through LinkedIn, I'd see, different pictures of teams, and it's mostly male dominated, unfortunately. And, we don't also see a lot of people of color. And I feel like organizations should, drive that transformation, create a space where even females like myself feel comfortable to, approach you and say, can I please just, have this opportunity or so forth. I think that's the key takeaway.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
And, for us, it's also been a privilege to have you as well in our network. It's an absolute privilege and honor to have access to bright young talent and feel inspired by everything you have to offer. So well done to you on all of your achievements, and we look forward to following your journey as you go on.
Thanks, Naira, for having me here. I really enjoyed spending time with you today.
If you are a student, please apply for the Ascension Accelerate student program. I think it's a fantastic learning opportunity. We're here to help. And other investment firms, please consider running student programs. I think there's a desperate need for it. There's huge unemployment in the context of South Africa, including qualified individuals. So, give people that opportunity, give of yourself, your time, and it makes a huge difference to their CV and their potential employability going forward. So that wraps up the episode. We'll catch you on the next one.